Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me today on my channel UK में Jeena with me, Jeena Jose. If you're new to my channel, I do videos to help people be more efficient with their time or their money. So today's video is on individual savings account or ISAs, which has been requested by one of my viewers, Kanika. Thank you, Kanika, for all your love and support. It is really appreciated. So what are the things we need to know about ISAs? It's a tax-free savings account. So it's post-tax money that goes into the account, but all the money that grows in the account, whether it is with dividends or with interest, when you withdraw the money, it's tax-free. You can deposit up to £20,000 a year, and if you don't use that allowance, you lose it. And if you're a couple, each of you get an allowance of £20,000. So this allowance is for financial year, not the calendar year, so that it is from March to April. There is 4 types of ISAs. The first is the lifetime ISAs. Second is innovative finance ISAs. Third is cash ISAs. And fourth is stocks and shares ISAs. And you can mix and match between these ISAs. So for example, if you put this £4,000 in your lifetime ISA, you've got the rest of the 16,000 to put in any other ISAs. If you're working in the UK and pay tax in the UK, then you can open this ISA account. So even if you're a foreign passport holder, you are eligible for an ISA. So let's look at the 4 ISAs individually. The first one is the lifetime investment ISA. So with this, you can invest only up to £4,000 a year, and the government tops it up with a £1,000 bonus each year. You can use a lifetime investment ISA for either buying your first home, which is a very good option for first-time buyers, or you can use it towards retirement. I've done a separate video on both of this, so please go and check it out where I've explained it in full detail. The second kind of ISA is called the innovative finance ISA. This has come about due to technology. So previously, startups or small businesses went to the bank to get up a startup business loan. And the bank used to give our money that we deposited as savings to these businesses at a higher interest rate. So with the innovative finance ISA, it cuts out the middleman. So it gives you, the saver, to the borrower at a bigger interest rate. So this is peer-to-peer lending. So you get a slightly higher interest rate, but because it's in the ISA wrapper, you get it tax-free. This can be highly risky because you're loaning your hard-earned money to small startup businesses. And the statistics say that 1 in 5 businesses go bust. So it may do well, but there's chances that it may not do well, and there is no FCA regulations on this money. So if the business goes bust, so goes your money. In peer-to-peer lending, there is ways to reduce your risk where you give the money to several small startup businesses rather than in one small startup businesses. So maybe £20 to 5 businesses rather than £100 to just one business. The risks are there, but the rewards are good as well. So see if this innovative finance ISA would fit in your financial planning. Next ISA is cash ISA. Cash ISA is just like a normal savings account. You save your money in a cash ISA and the interest you accumulate is not taxed. The current easy access cash ISA is 0.9%, not even 1%. And if you lock your money in for 3 years or 5 years, you get a pitiful 1 or 1.1%. The best current account gives you 1.5%, but that's, yes, for a small amount, so up to £1,500. And you get a slightly better interest rate for regular savings accounts. So you wouldn't put your money in the cash ISA for the interest rate because it is pretty bad. So perhaps you could say that we open a cash ISA so we did not pay any tax on the interest earned. But in 2016, all of us got something called a personal savings allowance. So according to the personal savings allowance, as a basic taxpayer, you can get up to £1,000 of interest earned tax-free. And if you're a higher rate taxpayer, you can get up to £500 tax-free. And to earn £1,000 in interest, you should have saved more than £80,000. And for a £500 interest, over £40,000 should be saved. And let's face it, not many of us have that kind of money sat around in a savings account. There's only 2 situations where you would consider a cash ISA. One is if you're one of the lucky ones and would go over the personal savings allowance. And the second reason is you may consider putting your emergency fund in the cash ISA. In another video, I've tried to explain the emergency fund as well, so feel free to check that out. The fourth kind of ISA is a stocks and shares ISA. As the name suggests, you invest in stocks and shares. So once you deposit money in the stocks and shares ISA, all the money that is grown within this ISA is interest-free. So say the money from dividends or the money due to a growth of a share is all withdrawn tax-free. So we all know that investing in the stock market can be risky, but the rewards are very good as well. And there is lots of things you can do to minimize that risk. I would not recommend you to put in any money that you will need in the next 3 years. So save money for the long term and you will see returns from the stock market. There's a lot of stocks and shares ISA providers like Intelligent Investor or Hargreaves Lansdown or Vanguard. I'll show you my Vanguard portfolio in a minute. So within these stocks and shares providers, you can invest in stocks of individual companies, be it Apple or British BT, British Telecom, or any other company around the world. Or you can invest in funds, that is a group of shares, like 50 technology companies in the world can be a fund. Or the FTSE 100, so that is the 100 best companies in England. So that is a group of companies that comes under one fund. Or you can invest in bonds where you loan that money to one of the governments or one of the big companies. So that is stocks, funds, or bonds. A simple way of looking at it is, if you take the stocks and shares ISA as a shopping bag, and the ISA providers like Hargreaves Lansdown or Vanguard is the supermarket, so be it Aldi or be it Tesco or Sainsbury's, so that is a supermarket. And the funds and shares is like milk, bread or fish that you buy from the supermarket. So now I'll show you the Vanguard portfolio that I use to save our money in the stocks and shares ISA.
Here is my Vanguard portfolio. So this is just the overview. So it tells you your ISA allowance. It tells you how much you've used for this particular year and how much is remaining. It tells you the personal rate of return. So if I go to my investments, so these are my investments. Please do not copy my investments. This is very particular to my needs and my goals. This is just to give you a rough idea of what you can have. The life strategy is a very good fund to have. There's other equity holdings with lesser risks. So I've got 100% equity, but there is 40, 60, 80% equity depending on your risk tolerance. Yes, so that's just in brief my ISA.
People use a stocks and shares ISA as part of their tax planning for when they come up to retirement. It is a bit confusing, but I'll try and explain it. So in this current year, 2020, we all have a personal allowance of 12,500 tax-free. And the higher rate band is £50,000. So a lot of people put money in their pensions because of all the benefits that come with pensions. And they try and manage their pension withdrawals so they stay close to no band rate of tax or the minimum band rate of tax. And the rest of the money they need for their living, they put in their ISA because you do not pay any tax when you withdraw it. I hope that makes sense. So stocks and shares ISA is a great tool, whether it is for tax planning or for your wealth building, as long as you do it for the long term. I hope one of these 4 options will be a good place for you to invest your hard-earned money in. If you want any more clarifications about any points that I've discussed, please drop me a message in the comments below. I hope you've learned something new from this video today. If you've liked this video, please give me the thumbs up like button and share this with your family and friends. On Tuesday, I'll see you with a video on cutting the cost of school uniforms. And on Friday, I'll share with you the apps to save you money. So if that sounds exciting, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video again. Before you go, feel free to check out these other videos, especially the Lifetime ISA video, which goes very well with this particular video. Thank you for watching me today. Stay safe. Bye-bye.